I'm an activist towards trans rights and LGBT rights because, one, I identify as trans, obviously, and I also identify as queer because I'm not really gay, I'm not a lesbian, and I'm not straight. I'm just queer or pansexual, just depending on how you want to call it. I call it queer because it's an easier, round, broad-based term. So, yeah, that's what's been going on, and I'm going to start some new political work next month. So, I really didn't know when I might have again some free time. So, I thought I would make this video now to talk about just what's on my mind. And I guess lately I've been thinking more about binary roles in terms of gender, which I think is BS because, especially in the trans community, because if you're transitioning, and I'm not saying everybody does this, I'm not saying a lot of men do it, I'm not saying trans women do it, but sometimes when you transition, I've heard, a lot of some trans women will say, you gotta be ultra feminine. That's the only way you can be female. You've gotta be, you can never have a butch day. You always have to wear makeup. You have to be as girly as possible. And, yeah, I have those moments. I really do. Where I'd like to be as feminine as possible. And dressing up with like long blonde hair. Because I got a wig that I wear once in a while. By the way, this is Pretty Kitty. Say hi. She's wanting to be part of the video. Huh? Yeah, just a beautiful lady. She's my princess, so she's, she wants to be part of the video. And she's very trans accepting, so as long as you give her pets and some yummy cat treats once in a while, she's okay with that. Yeah, she's very trans friendly. Okay. But I've also encountered trans men, either that I've dated or I'm friends with, who have been really pressured to be very masculine, very hyper masculine, almost to the point of toxic masculinity. And told that if they're going to be men, they have to be the worst stereotype of men. They have to be really butch, and they have to have big, long beards, and they have to talk like bros and be just jerks. And I'm not down for that either, because I think that you can be a trans man and you can love makeup and you can be feminine, because really gender and gender expression, in my view, are two different things. Because there are cis women who can be very butch, or who can kind of go with whatever their mood is. Like for me, I can be either really super femme and I enjoy it very much, or there are just days like how you see me right now. I've got kind of my purple flannel pants on. I've got a gray shirt on. I've got my hair a little bit more butch, a little bit more short, and I had a recent haircut done since the last video, which I really like. It's kind of, I guess they would call it a Chelsea Hawk, I don't know. And I have so I can go really either way, just depending on what my mood is. And there are also trans men I know who are really, really feminine guys. Like one of my friends who lives up in the Washington area, Seattle area, very handsome guy, but also likes to do drag and likes to wear makeup, and I think it's fantastic. Actually, frankly, for me, I find men who embrace their feminine side and wear makeup but still identify as men really sexy. That's just for me. I really find them attractive. So yeah, I think that you just gotta be you, and you can still identify as female, or you can still identify as male, and be completely non-binary, and just do your own thing gender expression wise. And then there are just gender fluid people who really don't want to be one gender or the other. They don't believe in the very black and white definition that some people see gender as. There are so many different genders out there than just male or female. And I like the fact that I live in Portland and it's pretty common. And my partner identifies as gender fluid or androgynous, but but doesn't, but can be very feminine at times or very masculine at times, and the other person I've been seeing, they are they kind of see things the way I do, that it's okay to not just be male or female. There are so many different variants of gender. So yeah, that's kind of how I see things as well. And then I just also been, God, I had something in my mind. I was going to say it, and now I can't remember what it is. Shoot. And I don't want to just drag the video around, trying to figure out what it is, but... sexual orientation, too. I also been dealing with sexual orientation and as well as monogamy and non-monogamous, because I've been dealing with people who are saying like, well, first of all, they can't wrap their minds around the fact that somebody might not identify as lesbian or as gay, but something entirely different. And I'm glad that we're in an era now where sexual orientation is becoming very blurred, that is not just gay or straight, because I've never bought into the whole fact that somebody identifies primarily as gay or straight. I think that not everybody, because I can't speak for everybody, but I know that a lot of people just, are attracted to people. It's just whoever you have a connection with, whoever you develop feelings for, and you can look past whatever their genitals are. And I think for me as a trans person especially, before I transitioned, I had really primarily dated women, but as I transitioned, and I'm not saying that hormones changed my sexual orientation, I think that it just made me more aware of who I'm attracted to, and that it's okay for me to let go of simple rules. I think that sexual orientation really is something that is not black and white, but a lot of people want to put it into a box of being black and white, and I just don't understand that. And last but not least, monogamy versus non-monogamous. I still, a lot of my friends here, especially in Portland, identify as non-monogamous. They don't believe in just one partner. And for me, I tried doing monogamy. I really gave it an honest effort a couple of times, but the relationship never lasted. But I realized for me, in order for me to have a healthy relationship, I have to be willing to accept that not one person is going to have every quality I need in a partner. I like being with two different, with different people, because they bring something different to the relationship that I might not get from the other person. And I'm content in the situation I'm in, because I am seeing, some wonderful people who bring different things to the table. And they don't try to pressure me into monogamy, and I don't try to pressure them into monogamy. So, yeah, I guess to summarize what this video is about, fuck binary rules. Gender expression is completely different from gender identity. 2, I don't believe that sexual orientation is strictly black and white. I don't believe it's, for me, I don't have to be gay or straight. I'm just queer. I'm just whatever. And 3, yeah, there's nothing wrong with being monogamous, and for that works for some people. But for me, I like being open about sharing my love with other people, as long as honesty is always involved with it, because You know, I'm not okay in the fact of cheating. Cheating is when you're sneaking around and you don't tell your other partner who you want to be with. Non-monogamy for me means a strong non-monogamous relationship is going to be always one of honesty, communication, and compromise. And that's what I think that is. So really, that's what I'm just emphasizing in this video. So it's almost been 12 minutes, so I think I better hop off here. Have a good night, everyone. And if you have questions or you have ideas for what I should post the next time I do a video, which I promise I will, just depending on how my schedule is, get back to me. And feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys more later on. So from Portland, Oregon, have a good night.